Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled, Can Two Walk Together? Lord will you are edified by source Magnolia State Live, and this article is entitled, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves says state will sue over Joe Biden's fill in the blank. They are nothing short of tyranny. And this article was published 3 days ago. Governor Tate Reeves, in a blistering social media post, said on Tuesday he and Republican Attorney General Lynn Fitch expect to file a lawsuit later this week, challenging the fill-in-the-blank being imposed on certain businesses by President Joe Biden. Reeves said the federal mandates threaten every Mississippian's individual liberties. They are nothing short of tyranny. Biden has said in September he intended to impose fill-in-the-blank on federal agencies, businesses with federal contracts, and companies with more than 100 employees. The Biden administration released guidelines for federal contractors on Monday. The guidelines allow companies to make exceptions to the mandate for religious convictions and for those who might not take the fill-in-the-blank because of health issues. Although the federal government has not followed through on a single threat, many institutions across the country have acted rashly out of fear of losing their federal funds. Reeves said, apparently referring to the religious and health exceptions. They should be reminded that the state of Mississippi would not be in the business of subsidizing or supporting institutions that fail to go out of their way to respect at least these basic human rights. Reeves continued, every Mississippi business, university, and hospital should bend over backwards to accommodate and presume goodwill. Guidelines for private companies employing more than 100 people are expected later this week. That mandate will be based on provisions of law giving the federal government the authority to impose regulations to ensure worker safety. This article supports an example of a house divided. Amos 3:1. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Agreed how? Having the same mindset, having the same viewpoint. And according to this article, Governor Tate Reeves, who is an Edomite, does not agree with Joe Biden, another Edomite. And according to the NIV, do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so? And Tate Reeves is not walking with Joe Biden. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. America is also known as modern-day Egypt, and therefore the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And for this video, you can actually equate the Edomites, so-called white people. All right. So this is an example of the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And we all know that what happens to a house, I think it's in Mark, the 3rd chapter, when it's divided. This is Mark 3:23. And he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. The kingdom of Edom is going down. It's breaking apart. It is separating. There is division within his kingdom based on different viewpoints. And because of these different viewpoints, the tabernacle of Edom is falling apart. It's going down. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, the house of Edom, that house cannot stand. Ecclesiasticus 13:15. Every beast love his like, and every man love his neighbor. All flesh consorts according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. Consort means partners. And how do you become partners? By having the same viewpoint, having the same agenda. And as you can see, Tate Reeves is not consorting with Joe Biden. More support of how important it is to have the same viewpoints. And the reason why this is happening Isaiah 55:11, so shall my word, this truth, be that go forth out of my mouth. Let me read that again. So shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Every transaction that is exercised on earth, every event, every incident, or every circumstance is from the will of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Lord will you edify. Shalom.